for your trip to China. Have fun.
Hi, Longwood students. My name is William. I'm an exchange professor from China. I know you will have a new experience in China which is different than that of America. I hope you will enjoy your life in that country. Today, the topic we will talk about is how to prepare your EFL teaching in China. The main task of your trip is to teach Chinese students. I think you may wonder what the features of Chinese students. What the favorite topics are suitable for your teaching, how to organize class teaching, and how to evaluate the grade of your students. I know those things are important for the effect of your work. Here are some details about them. I hope they will be helpful to you. A. Teacher-centered method in China. Most students see knowledge as something to be transmitted by the teacher, rather than discovered by the learners. They therefore find it normal to engage in modes of learning which are teacher-centered, and in which they receive knowledge rather than interpret it. Chinese students are often quite shy and reticent in language classrooms. They dislike overt displays of opinions or emotions, indicating a reserve that is the hallmark of introverts. Chinese students likewise name listening to teacher as their most frequent activities in English classes. B. Book-centered and grammar-centered method. Perhaps the second most popular Chinese learning styles are book-centered and grammar translation method. In most classes, for instance, the students read new words aloud, imitating the teacher. The teacher explains the entire text sentence by sentence, analyzing many of the more difficult grammar structures and style for the students who listen, take notes, and answer questions. Although the above-mentioned pedagogical approaches have their merit, such as transmitting large amounts of information and reinforcing the learning foundations of English, as they pay more attention to the analyzing of the sentence structure and the grammar. The students seldom communicate with teachers. They can read and write with English, but cannot communicate with others by means of it. Therefore, English for learner is a dead, not live language. Number 3. What are the favorite topics suitable for your teaching? I'm not sure whether the cooperative school designate textbook for your teaching. It is important to make it clear what are the favorite topics of Chinese students. As far as I know, Chinese students are interested in the living America. As far as I know, Chinese students are interested in the living of American, the history and races of America, American songs and movies, and the science development of the world, the president of America, as well as the relations of boys and girls in school. In general, boys are always curious about science and military and have great interest in NBA, and most of them have their own idol teams and athletes. Girls maybe have interest in movie stars and singers. Number 2. What is the current level of the students' English? To teach students in accordance with their aptitude, it makes sense to know what foundation is of those Chinese students' English. For Chinese students, they are required to master 1500, 2800, and 4000 words in junior high school, which is grade 7 to 9. Senior high school, grade 10 to 12, and after second year of their university individually. Most of them may be accustomed to British English and have good skills at reading, and can communicate with Americans simply. Number 4. How to organize your teaching. In essence, there is no accurate procedure for good instruction. However, good instruction initiates with good organization and planning. Planning involves setting goals and developing a rationale for instruction, defining objectives, teaching methods, constructing a method of evaluation, and creating units of study that encompass the content of the course of study. I will emphasize the goal setting, teaching method, and evaluating methods. A. Goal setting. Goals offer a critical outlook of the educational process and establish standards augment success. Goals are purpose statements that reveal the needs of the students, the societal intention of education, and the course content students learn. You might need to reflect on, communicate, and include these goals in planning for instruction. Instructional planning must focus on the students. Learning is more likely to take place when educators involve students in the process and offer students the occasion to explain what they comprehend. I know you will teach conversational English in Qingzhou University in China. It is my opinion that the purpose of this course is to improve students' communication skills and to help students to learn to communicate expressively, fluently, confidently, and appropriately. B. Teaching methods. Key concepts such as cooperative learning, inquiry-based learning, experiential learning, innovative and creative thinking, sharing ideas, reflective practice, and critical thinking are essential approaches to learning communication. I recommend you it is feasible to adopt the model of situational teaching because it can stimulate student interest in learning and create a lively atmosphere. What is more, it will improve students' ability how to use English in real life. C. Evaluating method. In addition, planning instruction involves measurement techniques to determine students' outcomes, thus aligning evaluation with the instruction. Evaluation assists in determining outcomes if the students learn what was taught. This could be accomplished through tests, journals, activities, projects, and questioning. Evaluation can be accomplished in a broad sense by assessing how students are interacting and the level of involvement within the classroom. The teacher can also focus on each student for interaction and involvement. In any case, evaluation procedures must correspond to learning objectives. Number 5. Conclusion. Chinese students are a joy to teach. They are obedient, reverent, and have a refreshing tradition of respecting their teachers. They are ready to receive the thoroughly fresh experience you will bring to them. To conclude, you can inject the updating content according to the teaching goals with the methods and approaches you ever been taught in America. That's all.
Hi Longwood students, my name is Limo. I'm very happy to hear that you will go to China and have a 1 month journey. I know you have never been to China before, but don't be nervous. We Chinese students will help you. There are many things you should know, and I want to give some suggestions to you when you are eating out in China. The first thing is that when you go to restaurants, they will offer you almost every dish in family size, so you don't need to order too many dishes. Wasting food is not a good habit. And if you are eating out with your Chinese friends or people from the school, oftentimes in the end of the meal, they will argue about paying for it. But don't worry, this is just a posturing ritual. They are not really arguing. When you are eating out with your close friends, usually they will pay for themselves. If you join Chinese friends for dinner, seating arrangements matters. I think it is better to avoid criticizing Chinese food or something else while in the presence of Chinese people. The other thing is you don't need to tip waiters or taxi drivers. If you tip them, that may bring some problems to them. But if you go to some 5-star level hotel, you can give little tips. Okay, that's all my advice. I hope this can help you in your trip. Have a nice time in China.
Hello, Longwood students. My name is Camille. It is very nice to meet you all. I'm so glad that you're going to visit China next year. I'm going to tell you some useful advices. If you want to buy some special things from China and bring some gifts to your families or friends, I would like to tell you something about shopping in China. I put some pictures of Chinese money in the booklet. They are very easy to recognize because of those numbers. You can find different sceneries on the back of those paper money. They present the most beautiful sceneries of China. After knowing the Chinese money, you should know the exchange rate between the US dollar and the RMB. I think it's around 6.7 now. We do not have so many POS machines in small cities, so you may need to use more cash than the credit card. So make sure that you bring enough cash with you, or you can use the ATM machines in China to get Chinese money. If you go to a supermarket, such as the Walmart, here are some things you may need to know. Plastic bags are not free. They are very cheap, but you can choose to bring your own shopping bag. Sometimes the staffs will ask you not to bring any other bags, especially the big ones. You can bring your handbag and lock the other things in the cabinet, which is near to the entrance. We put the tax into the sales price, so when you look at your receipt, you cannot find the tax part. I know that you will spend about 2 weeks traveling in Beijing, Shanghai, and Guilin. When you are at the tourist spots, do not trust the strangers. Or buy things from them. They may sell some cheap things to you in a very high price. If you want to buy something from there, you can go several stores or compare the price and bargain for that. It will help you save much money. When you are in China, you might find some things that you have never seen before. It is okay. China is a country which has rich resources. So even us Chinese people will meet this kind of situation sometimes. So just feel free to ask about those you do not know. And the last piece of advice that I will give you is paying some attention to the rules made by the custom house. There are some things that you cannot take out of China or bring into America. So I hope you all like our booklet and have a very great trip to China. Thank you very much.